Hey, 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 guess who it is? Guess who's back? This is DJ Maya. We are back again. This is the second half of our show. This is the podcast hour. This is the Mad Chatter Show. And if you are tuned in the area, you're listening to WVEW 107.7 FM, WVEW LP, I should say. Brattleboro's Community Radio. And if you're tuned in online, check out the website. Blessings and infinite love to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. You have tuned into WVEW.org. Check out the website. And with that being said, I should probably always throw this in at the beginning. You know, the views and opinions expressed on this program are those of me and my co-host, DJ Pooh Bear.
DJ Pooh Bear.
Yeah, and of my guest, Ray.
Hey.
Got a shining bright Ray over here, and not of the radio station. So if anybody has any problems with what you're listening to, keep your negativity to yourself. So with that being said, we have a great show for you today. DJ Pooh Bear has brought a special guest in, and I cannot wait to share him with you. So enough with me. DJ Pooh Bear, take it away.
Yeah, this week's guest is a little different than what we normally do, and not that everybody that we get on here is anywhere near normal. But this one, paranormal mostly. This one comes from, the far end of my own trailer. He goes by the name S.O.S. Radio, short form of Ray. He is a 16-year-old astrally aware and fully awakened starseed. If you understand anything about Dolores Cannon, you know about the three waves. I basically arranged this because I've heard it a lot in the community lately. Like, we know about how the boomers took being starseeds, and we know how Gen X is dealing with it, but nobody's talking to these kids, and these kids are smart as all hell. And some of them are just going completely unaware because they have unaware parents. This young man, thankfully, the S.O.S. in his name stands for Son of Spinja. So, that being said, Ray.
Hey,
Hi,
hi, thanks for having me back, guys. Yeah, I appreciate the positivity and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for tuning in so far, far away. Well, we have a lot of listeners that are tuning in all over the place. And so this is your opportunity to share your story. This is your safe space to talk about your awakening experience. And so, I'd like for you just to start off by sharing what that means to you and what that's been like for you. What has this whole process experience been like?
Man, it's meant so much to me, cause I can remember just the first time Don went on Typical Skeptic and just thinking to myself, that's so cool. And him getting his story out and just thinking, yeah, that's so cool, man. I want to do that at some point as well. But at the time I was too young. So around now I'm good to start talking, and it's amazing. I appreciate I appreciate you guys helping me get my story out there, and hopefully getting some more people around my age aware.
Yeah, so you just had a sweet 16.
Yeah.
Happy sweet 16.
Thank you.
One of the things that I always found phenomenal about Ray is right around the same time I was having my awakening, he had what can only be described as a full-blown kundalini experience. And we know people in our community that are taking mushrooms and other trips to get there and try and meditate. Hell, I've tried the meditation just to get out of body. And this kid is just having a rough day and tells me, "Hey, Dad, I got a really bad pain in my neck." And I was like, "This sounds familiar." And as he's describing the symptoms, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's having a Kundalini experience. hey buddy, try this, lay back and open your mouth and just focus. And then he starts describing, if you want to go into the rest of that, Ray.
So
Yeah.
wait, yeah, explain all of that. What it felt like, explain like how this feeling came on to you. How did you know it was a kundalini? Like, what does it feel like? What was it like?
Well, I had no idea what the heck was happening. I was, yeah, like what Don said, I was just explaining to him like what was happening with my neck, and he like, yeah, he told me to go lay down and just
So that
and
was it. What were you doing when this happened, when you were feeling this? Were you like reading a book or?
um I was just having a really bad day. I won't get into it, but yeah, so I think my higher self just kind of said, we're taking him out of the picture for a second. We're just gonna send him something quickly. So like all that, and then I went up and laid down and shut my light off and just like did what Dawn was saying, and I saw it was like a weird. Sorry, I don't know why I'm out of breath. It was
Take a deep
like just
breath
a,
and drink some water if you need to too, you know.
yeah, this is
Doing
weird.
great.
I
Just
don't
relax. You're excited, that's why.
yeah. Um yeah, so I saw like on my ceiling just like a blue, like an orb that was just changing colors, like it went from blue to white to yellow back to blue, and it was like a pattern. And
Mm.
so I explained it, and um he asked me if I like if it felt negative, and I said no, and then he told me to close my eyes, and I just kind of I don't I'm not going to say I fell into it, because it didn't feel like falling. It felt like floating. Like I felt like I literally felt myself leaving my body, but I was still there.
Oh.
Yeah, and yeah, I had a lot of like I went on like a really healing trip. I went to my old grandpa's house, and then I went to my other grandparents' house, and then I met my father as a kid, and we were just messing around, and then I met my father as an adult, and then he took me back to his place, and then um yeah, there was a really negative thing in his basement, and I asked him what it was, and he said that it's not something to worry about right now. And we just kind of had a moment, and then as I was leaving, I went down into the basement and just released this. I think it was a family curse. I said like a demonic family curse from the basement, and like I came back, and I felt I felt I felt like just so different. It was amazing.
Oh. Now you had a session done. Do
Yeah.
you remember if what did you watch it again? Did you remember what they said about that?
I did rewatch it, but I don't remember what they said. No, I think I described it as
Did you
like or
release it or was it still there?
I released it. It's out of the basement now, but I think I described it as like a family, like a demonic family curse.
Right.
And
But that
yeah,
wasn't Skinwalker, was it?
no, that was on my grandpa's property on my mom's side. This was all
Oh.
happening at my father's house.
So during your Kundalini experience, you had all of this, you experienced all of these visions during your Kundalini experience. Wow. Have
Yeah,
you
and
had
that
a Kundalini experience, DJ Pooh Bear?
No, I haven't. I looked into it because I actually tried a few times to do it because I've heard Rob talk about it a lot, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to experience that, and I'm actually thinking about getting some mushrooms and giving it a go. Um, because
it's a
I've
fun
tried as much
trip.
as I can for meditation, but I haven't had one yet. But from everything I've read and the way he was acting, it was almost like watching a hypnosis session, except I was the one talking to him
Right.
because like I knew he wasn't beside me because it didn't even sound like him. He just had like this flat tone, while he was explaining everything. And I was like, this sounds exactly like when I've been under regression.
Right. Wow. So what happened after you had your kundalini experience? Did like your psychic abilities start waking up, or what happens after you have that?
I think that's around the time when I understood everything that was happening before, but like I think that was like when it started hitting me in full effect. Because like before it was just, yeah, okay, that all of that makes sense, but what else? And then that happened and I figured out what else, like it that's the only way I can describe it. Like I went from rubbing my eyes to like actually waking up.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what other experiences have you had that you would like to share with people as a youngling starseed?
Oh, like a bunch of stuff. Like I've been like seeing like paranormal stuff. I've been like a bunch of stuff like that since I was like really really young. I can remember like seeing flashes of blue and green light in my mom's room when I was like around 4 or 5. I can remember seeing. Oh, that just made me. Sorry,
Oh,
I just remembered something from last night because like something just walked by and it wasn't any of them because they were asleep and it made no sound, and it wasn't a puppy because he was with them, and it wasn't the cat because he was up with me. But yeah, sorry.
oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. But yeah, like, and I've stopped treating it like an unusual thing. Like I've stopped getting freaked out. Like, oh my god, it was a ghost. Like, oh my goodness, was that just the? Because it's
Right.
so common that I'm used to it. And like
That's cool.
the whole family saw a UFO a little while ago, and like none of us were none of us were freaked
It,
out about it, and it was like the first time that I remember seeing one, and like even I wasn't like, oh, that's not normal. So yeah, they must be like around here all the time. And one of the psychics that Rob had on Typical Skeptic said that all three of us had very strong Arcturian connections. So yeah, and like
Yeah.
we see orbs and fairies and things all the time around the house. Like even earlier, Dawn and the dog saw one.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
me and Gunnar were sitting on the couch, and I'm like, I hope his head moves, and then you see him like jerk forward. I'm like, okay, the dog saw it too.
No way.
Yeah,
Crazy.
like they're not even like you catch them out of your corner of your eye anymore. They're like, do 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 do. Hey, just passing through, see a boo do 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 do. Like it's funny, like he's saying, because we've just started accepting it as part of our reality, and it's basically, how they like to use implied consent. We put out implied intent, like you are only allowed welcome here if you are a benevolent being here for the good and can pass through here safely without disturbing or disrupting our lives. We're cool, pass on by. Like we're pretty sure the ghost of the landlord's like dad still lives here, and that's who he and I heard say hello the one day, because I was in the living room and he was in the kitchen. I was like, did you just say that? And he's like,
That's
no.
ask
And then we
that.
heard something outside, and I was like, did you hear that? And I went to walk by him, and then we heard again, hello. And it's like, okay, what the hell?
And you also got like on your phone, you also took like a picture of like an unnatural darkness in your like in the closet. Like you got it on camera. Like it was
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh heck no.
Yeah, there's like just off the end of our bed is here, and then off to the left there's a closet. Well, right in between there, like on the corner of the wall in the closet, there's like a black spot that
Mm.
there's like no light source pointing at it. It's just a black spot that when you change the hue of the picture, you could see it as like an object.
It was like a big
Mm.
blob, yeah.
Spooky. My God.
Yeah. Um. So you were talking about this before the show. when you were in your regression, you had said that one of your family members created a skinwalker through negative energy.
Yeah.
Like, how did that really work out? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, what do you remember and what did you see? Like what it
Oh
looked
my
like.
god. Oh my god. Like when I got out, I remembered it like and like I started remembering everything. It was insane. Like, well, to answer what it looked like, it basically looked like the monsters from Ghostbusters, like the Zool, and it looked like that, but like on like the like big and like on hind legs, and it kind of like and like it like it ran like a werewolf. It was scary, but yeah,
Did it have red eyes?
yes. Like it had like small red eyes, and like it was scary, man.
Wow.
Like thank goodness for Gabriel and Michael.
I
Like,
know, right?
yeah. And yeah, so I'm not sure, like, yeah, like my aunt made, like I said that my aunt made one, like made it unknowingly, and I think that was just so much hateful negative energy that like actually turned into black magic, into a skinwalker. So like she
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah.
like she
entity.
didn't yeah, like she didn't mean to do it, I don't think, but yeah, it
No,
was
she didn't know what she was doing. They know not what they do.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we can all manifest. And sometimes if you don't know what you're manifesting because you do something so often and so ritualistically, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you did some serious healing for the family by removing this thing, huh?
I That seems to be a pattern every time I go under, because like I got rid of the thing in my father's basement last time, and then when I went under like this time, it was on the other side of the family. What was that?
Wait, did you have two sessions?
No, the one where he went under his kundalini experience and then the hypnosis,
Oh,
both times when
yeah,
he's been out
my
of
mind
body.
that bad. If you would have said yes, you gave him two sessions, I would have believed you.
Well, you basically did because you ended up taking him onto the ship after he did all the metaphysical healing. Like it really was two completely different adventures. And
Yeah,
yeah, if people
they
haven't
were
checked
both
it, they
amazing.
should.
So tell everybody what that was like for you and what was your intention for getting it and did you accomplish that and what's your testimony for your experience?
Well, I set the intention out there to get answers and to like help heal anything negative in like the family line, and just know what's going on really. And I got the answers I wanted. I cleared the skinwalker out. I found out who my hire was. I found out all the things that I wanted to. And yeah, it was, people usually associate this with drugs, but it was an amazing trip. And yeah, and
Wait,
like, oh,
was your higher self's name Goober?
yes, that was his nickname. That was the nickname, and it turned out to be Michael.
Archangel Michael has a nickname Goober. How funny is that?
Well, that's what my mom grew up calling, or that's what I grew up with my mom calling me all my life. So, right, and he seems like the type of guy who has a sense of humor, so he would like it lines up.
That's
And
why.
it's funny because he's been seeing orbs since he was little. And that's where the story of the Michaels comes in. If you want to,
Yeah, so I can remember like seeing like a whole bunch of like blue lights like all across the ceiling, like asking my mom what they were every time, and then she said that they were like that they were angels called the Michaels, and they were gonna protect me from anything bad. and like keep me safe. And like I like if like as a kid, like I believed her, and then as I got older I kind of thought, okay, that's just kind of what you tell kids, and then no, it's not.
Right?
Like
You know,
yeah, it
but
was
two things.
Yeah.
yeah.
So how is it, how has this experience changed you? Has it changed you in any way?
I feel like it's opened my eyes more, if that was possible, because like it's I've got that thing where like I believe it, but I just kind of like the like cold hard evidence proof, and like to put my mind at ease, and that definitely helped with that. So thanks again for helping me with that.
Yeah. So for everybody to understand your experience, you were able to physically be there. You felt like you were physically there. Did you feel
Yeah,
everything?
like I could feel everything from like walking on the sand toward that hut to walking on the like to walk to like to feeling the gravel under my feet and on my grandpa's driveway when pardon me, the skinwalker was charging at us, to feeling Tandoori's floor, the ship's floor, like the smooth surface of that, and like seeing the footprints glow. Yeah, I felt everything. It was like
Wow.
it all felt physical.
You said the skinwalker was charging at you and your grandpa?
Yeah, like in the dream, like it was like walking, like it was running towards, like it was like
Headed your way?
yeah, it was like running towards dream me, and I was standing next to my grandpa watching it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was a dream that I had, because like that's what I wanted to find out when I was under, like what was the dream where because he called my, like he's like I pardon me, I woke up like about a week ago to my grandpa just yelling my name, like to wake me up, and I thought I was done at first, like I overslept or something, and I went out to look at the clock, and it was still like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I asked him about it later, and he said he was fast asleep, and so I just kind of thought, okay, that's not normal. I should look into that. And then I saw all of this, and he woke me up so I didn't feel the skinwalker.
Right. So
And
you
like
so
he's
you
been,
didn't feel it?
yeah, like like so like I didn't feel it attack me.
Oh, so it did end up attacking you in the dream?
I like he got me out just before it did, so yeah.
Okay.
And keep in mind he's been like deceased for about 3-4 years now. I'm not entirely sure when he passed away. So yeah, he's been gone for a bit.
Wow. Okay. Did he say he was still hanging around or did he cross over? Do you remember?
I think he said he was still hanging around out at his house because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that, and he's just
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But before that, he was in hell. Like he was
Yeah, you want to
actually
talk about that?
yeah. So I was talking with him, and like you were asking me, like you were just asking me questions, and like to ask him, and like I asked where he went when he died, and he said that he was down in hell, and that lines up with what another source said, because um my mom asked asked if he went down to hell, and the source said yeah, like he went down to hell and he took your sacred heart with him, and then he like went back, he came back, and yeah, he's just been hanging around, like just going where he's needed ever since.
That's crazy. That is wild.
And it feels crazy to say it.
I know, right? And he said there was seven hells.
Yeah, I think he said like there were 7 like layers, like a pyramid type thing. Like there were 7. Like he didn't go too into detail because he did not. He seemed kind of
Hesitant.
like, yeah,
You said that no one deity ran her either, right?
yeah. Like it wasn't like it's not like I'm not sure. Like I didn't ask who did, but yeah, like it wasn't Satan, it wasn't the devil, it wasn't. Yeah,
I was trying to ask if Hades was there, but I didn't get I didn't get a reply. I was like, oh, would have loved.
yeah,
But that's really cool. I mean, like has life been like really tough for you as a teenager living where you're living now? I know you guys just moved and stuff, and has the adjustment been, I know for every teenager it is rough, but for me, I was unique. I went to 4 high schools in 1 year. I was like, I'm bored, time to leave. But some people, they they like what they got something good. They're like, yeah, I'm not ready to leave. But sometimes the universe has a funny way of making things happen. You never know why. But how has it been for you? Up until this point and then now looking forward, how do you see it going for you?
it feels it feels like I'm watching like a really badly written TV show because like I'm seeing everybody like on their phones, oh blah 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 blah, or just dazed in front of the computer screen, all this stuff, and like no, like, and I feel like an old person for talking like that, but like no, like it's that isn't how life is supposed to be lived, and like
Right.
I don't have any friends anyway, so like it's not like I'm gonna lose anyone by talking by like, well, I don't really talk about this stuff, but like I've become the weird kid. So and I'm all right with that because then nobody will want to talk to me and try and drag me back into the 3D more than I need to be.
Don't you have a couple friends though?
Well, yeah, like I do have a couple who put up with my ramblings and like um but yeah, like none of them like really understand it. Like, and I don't mean to sound condescending to them at all. Like they're amazing people and I'm so grateful for to them for being my friends, but like they don't really get as in depth with stuff as I do. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Uh, that was something you mentioned when you were on the Roundtable show. I had asked Maya had asked you about your research on Lilith. Being a product of the public education system, it sounded like you were having some issues getting access to anything spiritual.
Yeah, they voice crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so enthusiastic about that I voice cracked. Anyway, yeah, they like I've been looking in like I've just been trying to like look into these things, and like my school computers and stuff and like school Wi-Fi, they'll like either take links off or just say that they're blocked. I haven't been able to find anything that's giving good information. Like it's either like all the good stuff is either blocked or just not there. And so yeah, and when I get the chance, like I was talking to my mom about this yesterday, if I have the opportunity, I won't look things up. Like I'll actually just ask somebody because like it just doesn't feel natural to just look it up.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that's just become everybody's default now. Like, oh, just look it up. Why are you asking me? Because you're a real thing.
so basically, if it's not mainstream, it's not available.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's what
A
we
lot of
pay.
stuff
Yeah.
has been taken off of the internet.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. When I first started awakening, a lot of stuff that I found I can't even find anymore.
Mm. And like there's no way that I can bypass it because I can't, like on those computers I can't use the like I can't use the internet without signing out of my Google account because it'll sign me out of the entire computer. So I won't be able to. Yeah, so unfortunately they foolproofed it.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I've not for my lack of trying, no.
no. Not like back in my day when I could get into this grade 10 computer and change my grade. Uh, yeah, I was that kind of jerk. Um,
I didn't
during
care.
the during the session, at one point you said you had 6 wings, and Maya and I were talking about this before the show. I'd love to hear what that represents, or like you had said, some of the archangels have more than 2, or
Yeah, what did you pick up from that? Did you pick up anything from that on your own?
No, I don't really know the angel hierarchy, so I don't really know the significance of it. So that's
I'm
that
not
that
sure either. All I know is angels have wings.
yeah.
And you are connected to Archangel Michael. Gabriel has wings too. Gabriel, how many wings do you have?
just the 2.
You only got 2 wings. Oh.
I ain't fancy. Uh, and I start stumbling. No, shit. Where was I going?
That's
You
too
made me
funny.
not.
You were asking the significance of 6 wings.
Oh yeah. No, I just wondered, like, if like the higher angels had more or what. And something me and your mom were talking about. So, do you think we just have the one higher, or many fractals, or like a bunch of fractals and a higher?
I'm not I'm not entirely sure because like my higher turned out to be Michael, but I thought yeah, like I at first I thought like you had a higher, you had an arch, like you had an angel, and you had your team, but yeah, no, like I'm not entirely sure. I think your higher and your angel are the same, and but you also have like a team helping you out, if that makes sense.
So let me see if I can explain it. So at the beginning, you are an archangel. From that archangel, you fractalize and you have many experiences. The first experience that you have um is your higher self. So your first incarnation from an archangel to something else is your higher self. So your higher self is the one that is in charge of all the versions of you. The archangels come in and they assist because they are connected anyways. But the job of the higher self, that's why your higher self has its own name, but yours is a little special because like you're really you're really connected to Archangel Michael. You're like Don. You know, you both have like your archangels are right there. My higher self, she's got a name. So she's separate, you know, so I'm a little bit separate. But um, so you have your highest self, and then you have all the versions of you. So when I want to talk to like the one that's in charge of you, I ask to speak to the higher self. The higher self comes in and says, and I say, you know, you hold all the answers to all of the lives that this person has ever lived. Why did this person experience this? And they said, well, because you know, they wanted to experience this. And so that's why they did, right? So your higher self knows everything. And I got into a few arguments with some higher selves.
Oh.
I've had a higher self hang up on me. I've had a higher self get annoyed with me because I'm like, higher self, how did you not know that? Were you not watching the person? And I got click. I was like, oh, you didn't like that, huh? I'm like, higher self, can you explain to me how you are not watching this person all day? They were like, because there's too many versions of this person. I can't be everywhere at once, like Santa. I can't be everywhere at once, you know? And so that's why you have your guides and you have your ancestors and you have other people to help guide you, because your higher self is very busy. And it's really cool. It's really cool, you know. It's interesting when you get to your higher. I thought the oversoul was different from the higher self, but apparently it's the same thing, they say. But I also asked if there was more versions of higher selves, and I feel like I've gotten two answers. I feel like one answer it was no, and the other answer I felt like there's different versions of you, because somehow I feel like I've heard somebody try to say that they call in a different version of a higher self. I don't know. Honestly, in all my sessions, I have not come across it enough to where it's sticking in my head. I don't even know if I have. If I did, maybe once, but your higher self is the one that's in charge of you. And
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
I dragged that one on for a long time, didn't I?
well, it actually leads me to something I wanted to ask you anyway, but I guess I'll do it now. Dolores Cannon was well known for taking people like all the way back to source. Have you ever actually had somebody go there in a session yet? Like, and like, what's that like? Because like she explains it as a bright central sun or the light or whatever. And but I just wanted to know if you've ever had anybody go that far back.
So, I had somebody go back to the beginning of Earth, and she was the Earth. Her body was the Earth. She was connected to Lilith. Um, I guess the only one I can really say that where we got close to God was when Mother Sophia came in. That's God. That's God. Mother Sophia is God. Like, it's not Father God. Yeah, there's Father Crystal, but he never makes an appearance. I think he showed up one time in my session. It's all about Mother. Mother shows up and she is there. She is flaming. She's a fireball. You know, she's fire. She's got four wings. She's got a diamond shaped face. Um, no features, or maybe there's features in there, but and she's come to us. So you don't even have to. They say the sun is a representation of Creator.
Yeah.
But we went to the sun. Lori went to the sun, and you saw what was there. It was like a portal with some lions.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, what the heck? I don't know.
Is that why they tried to replace the sun?
Well,
Who
who knows what's going on there? We should ask them, like, what do they think about everything that's happening? I wasn't thinking when we were doing the session. These things happen so fast. Like, I don't have enough time to think properly.
Yeah.
So I just try to, like, whatever comes to me, I just spit it out. I never know but yeah, we should definitely revisit that and get some more answers. It would be nice,
That'd
you
be
know.
awesome.
Yeah.
But you had an amazing session though. I think for a 16-year-old, or it was your 16th birthday,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sticking with the celestial, you also went and did some investigating on the moon and stuff. Like you were talking about the internal workings of the moon. And I just wanted to throw this at you because I've also been to the moon, except in the future. And we know what I was doing there, and it actually lines up with what you saw there. Because when you were there, you said it was like a giant capacitor. And when I was there, I was helping rewire it. Now, how, like, if you can go into any more depth as to what they're using it for right now, because you were saying it was the negative energy that knocked poles off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
describe.
So basically, I saw from the thing that, like, from what Tandori was showing me, basically they're creating like artificial negative energy and then sending it down to Earth from the moon, and that was being taken in by the poles and like distributed throughout the hemispheres. But like the like when they did this, like the one time when they did this, they sent too much down because like they were getting, I think they were getting desperate. I can't remember, why, but they were getting desperate about something, and that actually, like, caused the poles to like physically moved the poles and shifted them. Like, so that's why time's on a wobble. That's like why all of these things are happening with the poles. It's because they're sending all of this negative energy down from the moon and then siphoning the positive energy that is like, because you can really only take in so much before you have to start like disposing of older stuff, and then they siphon it and put it in a I saw a giant like a giant metal container in the moon that was just like a bunch of bright happy light, and I didn't see how they were sending the negative energy down, but yeah, it was kind of like they were working off of the darker side of the moon so as not to attract our attention to it. Yeah, it was something to see, man. Like, it was scary to realize that it was happening.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that would be an interesting session. We should both go up.
I'm game.
Right. So
Yeah.
let me ask you, when you saw the footage of the moon, do you want to describe what you saw, the history of it?
Yeah, so I like the furthest that Tandoori showed me was when it was like being brought here, and it was basically like being towed off the back of a really big ship. Like, it kind of looked like a Star Destroyer off of Star Wars, but not exactly. But yeah, it was just they had to have like they had to have precision for where they put it, and like so in order to get the best results, and that's why it's tidally locked, and so that and like so that then that's so that they can't so they can't move so that it can't move to attract our attention. And then it just showed then Tandoori just showed the light building up and up and up and up and up and up and up in the box in the center. And then she showed me when they sent too much down, it literally like, I'm not even being like a teenager here, it actually looked like it actually looked like the Death Star shooting the green beam down, except the planet didn't blow up.
Oh my God.
And yeah, like
Okay.
it sent too much, and it shifted the poles. That's what's going on.
I wonder if that's the laser that shot at Maui.
What?
The laser that they're using to shoot at the one that took Maui out.
Oh,
I did not know about that.
Remember Maui's fires? That was
No,
caused by a
I don't
laser.
we don't want to know.
Yeah, we don't pay
That was
attention.
caused by a laser. They obliterated. Is that a word? They obliterated
Yeah.
those people.
Oh
The,
my.
the people of Maui, where my daughter's grandmother lives in Maui, those
Yeah.
people are indigenous. They are the most peaceful, loving, bright lights that you could see. They stole their kids and they cut off the water. They blocked the streets. One street that goes in, the police blocked it, wouldn't let people out. Those people burned in their cars. They set fires. They took those people out. And you
Oh
know
my
what?
God.
The world continues. The world goes on. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so
Now there's billionaires building bunkers on there.
yeah.
Wonder what happened.
That's
So the
that makes
laser
me
that you
sick,
saw,
man.
I'm
Like,
wondering if this laser is connected
I
because
wonder.
it's doing it. They said they saw it in another country, like they're doing this more often,
Did they
but
miss
people
their
aren't.
did they miss their mark trying to get more energy from the pole, like sent to the poles? Because like
Oh,
that is negativity incarnate right there. Like,
Yeah.
sad. So yeah, we are definitely being attacked here, and who
oh
knows
yeah.
where technology is coming from. But for your age, what was it like to be able to witness all that up on the ship and on the screen and like this? It must be mind blowing. It has to be mind blowing. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I'd be like, oh my God, I was on that ship.
Man, it was mind blowing. Like I see kids like say, "Oh, VR is as close to life as you can get." No, it's not. That I've only tried VR like once or twice in my life, and like was that didn't hold a candle to being on the ship, man. Like
What about
that felt more real than this existence, honestly. Like it felt like just so positive and peaceful and happy and like
how you can manifest anything you want?
yeah, like it was awesome. And Rob looked so happy in the lunchroom.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Was he
he was.
all buff?
I don't remember. I was just seeing his face, but like he was like he looked like he was filing out some paperwork, and like he just looked up and smiled as I was going past.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, like
Wow.
Yeah.
just some filing done while you're at your lunch.
So what would you like everybody to know from your awakening experiences, your kundalini, from your childhood memories, all these experiences that you have gone through, and now what you have witnessed? What would you like to tell teenagers and other kids that are, they can't connect with their parents, probably, people don't understand, or they're struggling. Like what can you say to them?
It's all real, man. And like if your parents aren't awake and you are, and you need to talk to somebody, send a message over to Don and he'll pass it on to me, and I will answer it, and I'll be the person you need, because it's all real, it's all happening, and it's all terrifying but amazing at the same time.
And what did Annabelle tell you? What did the fairy tell you?
I Oh yeah, she didn't go too in depth, but something like there was something negative that was going to be coming soon, and like something bad was going to happen, and like we should be ready. We need to be prepared. We need to just assemble and just call like send a message out, everybody. We need to get all of this. We need to. Oh, they zapped me.
Yeah. Can you imagine if like the phone lines went out? Like I would not be able to connect with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just zapped me because I had a I had a really good things come up, and then it was just gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna get it back. Yeah, it's all happening. It's all real. So if you're questioning, it's take it from somebody around your age or your age. It's all friggin' happening, dude. And it can either be really, really amazing or really terrifying. And for
Right.
me, it's a mix of both.
And how can they handle it? What are some of the things that you've done that have helped you get through?
Um, Shield yourself, like protect yourself, like just picture like a big bubble going over you, and like that's it's gonna sound childish, but that's your happy bubble. No negative, bad, angry, sad kind of feelings can get through your happy bubble until you take your happy bubble down for whatever reason you might need to.
That's right. Don't let no one pop your bubble.
Nope. And if someone tries, then it I've I've had to ditch like 3 or 4 friends in the past 6 months. So it
Really?
sucks, but it sucks, but it's reality. Well, yeah, like I either have to ditch them or the universe will just take them out if I am too
Slow with the process.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a crazy world we live in. And you guys are over there way in Canada, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alberta, Canada. What's the weather like over there?
Oh, it's
Snowy.
still winter. Y'all are having spring. Even in Ontario, they're having spring, and it's like, what the crap is this? It's still snowing here.
Like
Really?
we've got
Yeah.
about like I had to shovel about a foot of snow off the laneway on Monday. Like it was
What?
Oh, it's
yeah,
sick.
Wait, you guys call it a laneway?
driveway, laneway, same thing.
Yeah.
I've never heard it like that. Laneway. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we switch between a bunch. Well, I switch between a bunch of things. I can't speak for all Canadians, but yeah, I switch between laneway, driveway, yeah, things like that.
Yeah, see, in California, when we're on the highway, like the not the main road, but like the interstate, we call that the freeway. And now
Mhm.
here
Yeah.
they don't call it the freeway, they call it the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a freeway. They're like, it's the highway. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, if they can't have anything in the with the word free, or else you're gonna think you're gonna actually be free.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have people thinking they're free.
Yeah. Can't have that.
Nope,
So,
not allowed.
anything else you want to add to this, Dawn? We have a few more minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you also went somewhere else I've been, or at least saw it was Jupiter.
Yep.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
yeah,
forgot about that.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
it was it was freaky seeing like actually seeing the Jupiter guy, because like I had like a really good description in my head from what you were talking about, and like it, it he
I
seemed
know.
like he seemed like a cool party dude. But yeah, Jupiter, um it was very boring. Like like I
It's,
yeah, there's just nothing really going on there. Like
oh,
Wow. But wait, didn't you make an amusement park or something?
yeah, I put the thought of an amusement park in
yeah.
the guy that I saw, and I'd better get free passes and discounts.
Yeah.
Next time
Oh,
you go under, gotta check it out and see if it's there.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if Don can teach Palladians baseball, what isn't possible?
Right?
Right. Oh.
And football. So Dawn, would you like to let everybody know how they can get in touch with Radio Ray over here?
Yeah. For right now, just for the process of internet safety, uh, you guys can contact me in the comments on my channel or through my Facebook. And if I know it's not a weird adult trying to get near my kid, I'll put you through to his email. If it is, well, you can imagine what'll happen. As far as that goes, that's the easiest way to get a hold of him right now because we're kind of keeping him off of social media.
And do you want to let everybody know what your email is?
Oh, mine's just Donald Allen Rogers at hotmail.com, and it's DONALDALLANROGERS at hotmail.com. And yes, that's my real email because I don't give a shit. Uh, it, if I think it's appropriate to forward you to Ray, I will. And I hope you guys can help each other out because this is what our community needs. This younger generation needs to know there's people out there that are going through this too. I can't possibly imagine what it must be like for a kid coming online with asleep parents. Like they must just be tearing their hair out. And I think it's like absolutely valuable that kids like him that have some understanding of the metaphysical and astral come out and talk about it because nobody does. Like you've heard about their internet access at the school. It's streamlined to mainstream, and you do not look past the blinders. So these kids are trapped in the middle of their own awakening. They don't have the freedom we do as adults yet.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I hear you. Ray, do you have any last words for everybody?
Yeah, like what Don was saying, like you can contact him there. I want some company my own age, man. Like I'm just hanging out with like all like with all the older people, and like I need my own age company.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
so
thanks.
if anyone is into paranormal stuff, you're all about it because you see orbs, you
Oh
hear
yeah.
things, you see things, like, you know, you're that we are because you're one of us. We are them people.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, the ones that hide in the shadows, like my hat. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for sharing, you know, who you are and your experience with our listeners.
Yeah.
um you know,
Thanks for
this is,
giving me the opportunity.
yeah, yeah, we'll definitely, you know, have you back on again because, you know, we have to find out, follow up with this, getting you into the Cosmic Crusaders. They said that you were still in training, right?
Yeah, I was just about done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, really, I'd like to know what that is.
Hmm.
Exactly, you know, but that's great. Well, I just want to thank you for coming on, and thank you, DJ Pooh Bear, for bringing this amazing youngling, Starseed, the third wave. We're calling him the third wave, right? Because what did you say the first two were, Don? Did you? I heard you break it down pretty good.
Yeah, the first one was basically the baby boomers. The second wave is Gen X, and basically anybody 15 to 22 right now is the third wave.
Oh wow,
That's the way Dolores had it in her books anyway. So that's what
nice.
I was.
I got her books. I need to start reading them again.
And if anybody wants to buy me her books, I live in Alberta.
Yeah. So do you want to let everybody know where they can find you too? You already said the email, but you also have the March 4 Productions.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and Rumble under March 4th Productions, and it's the number 4 with TH, not the word. You can find all my videos, content, uh, and all of that great stuff. And everybody should watch Typical Skeptic as well.
That's right. And don't forget S.O.S. QHT.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Blessings and infinite love. Don't forget to listen to us next week, same time, 10 to midnight every Friday night. WVEW 107.7 FM. Have a good night, everybody.